schools are a great location as we're preparing for the men's 1500.
We had a couple extra individuals get added to the race yesterday. It was the top 2 finishers in each heat, and then the next 2, or excuse me, top 5 finishers in each heat, the next 2 best. But then additionally to that, we had that fall, and we had 2 individuals get added into the mix that weren't, you know, weren't through, George Keane and Noah Ward. So we've got a rather large field, 15 athletes.
As you mentioned, Brian, bit of a pile-up collision during the trials yesterday. The second heat of that, there was a long protest that occurred after that, but it means we have 15 participants. Matt Gattoon, Matthew Schutzbank, Brian Gamble, Joe Ewing, Edwin Clank, Nicholas Carpenter, Harrison Witt, who has the lead through the first lap, Pierre Adiokbe, currently in second, Colin Bowler, Owen Karras. Then it's Damian Hackett, Mac Haddon, George Keane, Noah Ward, and Ashton Bang, rounding out the 15.
I would definitely, as Coach Durant said, keep your eye on Damian Hackett. He's got an incredible kick, and he one to watch in this race. And you can see they're starting to take it out a little bit faster than the women's race did. I mean, they're kind of pushing it a little bit.
Hackett has the best time amongst all Ivy participants, but his teammate, Pierre Adiokbe, the second best time. It would be huge for Cornell if they could put forth a 1-2 finish. That's currently where they are right now. It's first and second, but there's still plenty of race to go.
You keep your eye on Harrison Witt from Princeton. You know, he's been All-American, been on that NCAA DMR team, indoors. You know, the last thing, you know, if I'm an athlete, last thing I'd want to do is let this be a sit and kick race. You know, because it typically fits into, you know, the vigilante group at Princeton, that they have got such a great kick, but also Damian Hackett as well. He's got great wheels at the end of a race.
Well, we just heard Coach Durant for Cornell talk about how he's loved the kicks that he's gotten in so many of his events so far from his team. And Hackett, he did a good job after the first lap to make his way to the front, because he was sitting in the back in 11th place just after the first lap. He made sure he didn't get himself stuck back there. Moved all the way up and in a much more comfortable position now. Joe Ewing of Harvard taking the lead now as they head through this next 100 meters.
Just a junior.
Now it's Princeton's Colin Bowler.
There on that final lap. Bowler, Ewing.
Now Cornell trying to make their move.
Back in 5th, but
see, they're really stepping up the pace as it's Harrison Witt, the senior for Princeton, leading the way. Ewing being passed by Pierre Adiokbe.
Owen Karras, the Yale product, moved all the way up into 4th place. He'll lead on that home crowd.
And they're pushing into the final 100.
Here comes Hackett on the outside. I don't know if he's going to have enough to catch anybody. Witt Bowler looking great.
Great closing speed for Harrison Witt. He is victorious, 3:42.17. Owen Karras all the way up to second. He edges out Damian Hackett as Cornell goes 3 and 4 with Hackett and Adiokbe. And Colin Bowler of Princeton dropped out of the scoring field. So although Princeton's Harrison Witt takes first, Cornell gets 3rd and 4th. And it's big that Harvard's Joe Ewing slid down to 5th.
Yeah, Witt looked great over the last 150 meters. Really put it on. And you can see the excitement for the senior from Princeton.
Well, you were talking about how Coach Vigilante, his athletes know how to sprint. They're great at the kick at the very end, and Witt, his kick was unmatched.
Yeah, Vitch does such a great job with those guys, especially in those middle distance events. You're going to get to see it in the 800 a little bit later on today with the Princeton athletes. But what an outstanding! I mean, you can see on Harrison Witt's face how excited he is. He's got that kind of that calm, like, hey, you know what? I'm taking my victory lap.
Yeah, he's not stopping.
You got to cool down a little bit. You get to take that victory lap. laugh. And as a senior, boy, he deserved it.
A great way to wrap up the career. Harrison Witt, the Ivy League champion in the men's 1500.
Harrison continues the dominance in those middle distance events. And on the scoreboard, through 10 events on the men's side,